How are we doing this morning? Good morning. Oh, three of you awake. Good morning. Thanks, Mark. Some of you know I know, some of you I don't know, but I'm excited today to share what I've been doing over the last 3 years in Facebook. So as Steve said, my name's Mossy. Everyone knows me as Mossy, and if my wife wants attention, she screams out Mossy. She doesn't call me Peter. And if I'm in trouble, I'm Mossy. So guys, I guess what I need to do is first turn this thing on. I'll just flick across to that. Just want to talk about, before we move forward to Facebook marketing, we need to go back, and I just want to share a little bit of where I've come from over the last 10 years to come to this new era of digital marketing. You know, one of the common themes I could hear as people were talking, that everything's changed, you know, and it seems to be changing at a faster rate every year. Everyone agree? Cool. Through. Okay, I'm just going to start again. My name's Mossy, and we're going to talk about rules of engagement, okay? So I like to interact, and if I can get you to say yes and no and hello, or just scream at me, then I know that everyone's alive. So things have changed, yes? Yeah. Awesome. Great, I'm in the right room. So 10 years ago, I think it is this weekend. I'm not sure. I can't remember because I'm getting old. 10 years ago, I had hair. No, I actually didn't. 10 years ago, I started Ultimate Paintball. I basically, if you can see on the top right-hand corner, that's Ultimate Paintball. I've had several businesses during that time, most of them in the paintball industry. So Ultimate Paintball is what they call my steak. It's what feeds us. It's our main business, and we still operate it today, my wife and I. Down the bottom is the Paintball Factory, which is our online shop. And that basically works on an affiliate program. If you haven't heard that before, we're just the front end. We just deliver the digital front end. The actual products come from a factory down in Melbourne, which means we don't have the headache of holding stock and all those headaches. And it's the best way to market an online shop, I personally think. So we just get paid a commission from that. And so that's like our potatoes. Ultimate's the steak, the Paintball Factory's the potatoes. We've also had 3 paintball sites in 10 years. Ultimate, which is based at Camden on 120 acres. And we've also had Adrenaline Paintball at Windsor. And we also have one called Predator Paintball at Mikalago, just past Canberra. So in 10 years, I've done a lot. And just to give you an idea, that is how Camden started, which is not very exciting. Can you see that all right? That's about a third of the site. It's 120 acres. And 10 years ago, I stepped foot on that site full of brown snakes and funnel webs and started working on it, and we turned it into that. And that's about 1 year down the track. So it was a lot of work done in 1 year to get to that. So why am I sharing you that? I just want to let you know that I'm the same as you. I'm not a digital marketing guru. I'm just a business operator. I've had to pound and grind and work my way through, starting with Yellow Pages. Anyone remember Yellow Pages, the book? Yeah. I think my first bill for Yellow Pages was $15,000. I used to spend $100,000 a year on newspaper advertising. I signed up to one of those awesome, probably I think 2. Remember the SEO gurus? Does anyone remember the SEO gurus that come out? Sign up with us and we'll make sure that you will be #1 on Google and your keywords will always be #1 and all that sort of stuff. I think I got burnt about $30,000 in that one. And then we moved to the Google AdWord gurus. And then we moved to automation and Facebook. So 3 years ago, I started Facebook. I am not going to tell you about the 7 magic pills to spend $5 and make $5,000. I have no idea how to do that, and I don't believe you can. What I'm going to do is talk about the practical things that I've done over the last 3 years to get the business to where it's at today. Thanks, Mark. And that's what our site looks like today. They are actually photos, and we did blow up the helicopter. We just enhanced it digitally. What the site looks like today. We've had over 120,000 people come through our doors. It's a lot of heads. That's a lot of people, it's a lot of headaches. When I first started, within 3 years, we built the business to where we had 7 full-time staff and 50 casual staff. I've learnt less is more, like my hairdo. Less is more. I've got to laugh. Thanks. Lots of dad jokes today. Thanks, Mark. What I've learnt is less is more. For me now, moving forward, it's about, I've got a 3-year-old, it's about spending time with my family. I work about, on average, we are seasonal, so some seasons like December you won't see me, I'll be gone, just working every day in the business. But I work on a Saturday for 6 hours in the business, that's it today. The rest is working behind the scenes, either on this business or my new business. Who would like to be doing that every week? Yeah. Took a lot of grind to get there, but you can get there. All right. So we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about Facebook. Cool. Am I in the right place? Awesome. Love it. All right. So I've just broken it down into section what we're going to talk today about. And I need my notes because I've got a terrible memory. And I need you guys to help me out today because I've got a friend that says I'm a random abstract thinker, which means anything shiny, I get distracted and I go off track. So if I start to lose track and I say, where were we? Can you just let me know? So I need slides and I need notes. So what we're going to start on with Facebook is the foundation. We're going to step back and just look at where you're at with Facebook today. Couple of little gold nuggets that you can do in Facebook, and then we're going to move to the machine, the factory, what Facebook is, okay, how it works, how it operates. And then we're going to talk about sales funnels. Has anyone heard of sales funnels? Awesome, 3. Cool. Anyone else? And then we're going to actually build a campaign today. So like Steve spoke about, 2 things that I've learnt over 10 years, and in particular 3 years. I joined a program. I think every business person should be in the right business program. If you don't have a teachable spirit, if you're not willing to learn, then businesses only go 2 ways. They either go up or they go down. Very rarely do they stay stable. If you've been in business longer than 5 minutes, you'll know that. So we're going to do an implementation task. Then we're going to talk about how we're going to flex that campaign, how we're going to get it working, build it up. We're going to look at the matrix and the metrics and all the back ends so you can measure and get some realistic ideas. If you're signed up for things like, who's bombarded by Facebook ads, 7 steps to making the best Facebook campaigns, yada, yada, yada. Put your hands up in the air. Come on, yeah, just about everyone has been. And it's stuff like, we're going to teach you how to build a Facebook ad that's going to return you $100,000. And I know a lot of business people, and very few of them are actually achieving that sort of return in Facebook, but they are getting a good return. And I think the most important thing that I want to achieve is reality today, what Facebook is and what it can actually do. Cool? And then we're going to do a bit of forging. We're going to take some ground. I'm going to show you how to, scale it and build it that way once we got the basics. How's that sound? Awesome. Okay, so I just want to do a quick poll. So remember we're talking about rules of engagement. I actually need you to engage here. So first question, who doesn't have a Facebook account? Awesome, so I'm in the right place. Who has a Facebook account but doesn't have a Facebook page, business page? Oh, this is awesome. If we did this 18 months ago, I remember being in this room 18 months ago, and it was people without a Facebook page, and it was people without a Facebook business page. It was quite a few people. How fast have we come in 18 months? Have a business page but don't use Facebook ads. Okay. Currently are running Facebook ads. All right, so there's a few people unsure. Currently killing it with Facebook ads. Awesome. All right, so I'm just going to go through some stats because I think stats are important, and I think one of the things that we do tend to hear is a lot of stats on worldwide. I just want to focus on Australia. There might be some of you selling to overseas, but the majority of places are usually advertising locally. So 17 million Australians are on Facebook. 15.5 million are on YouTube, and I think most of them are under 4 years old watching Ryan's Toy Story thing, whatever he does. Instagram, 5 million. LinkedIn, 4.2 million. Were you expecting Snapchat to be a little bit higher? Snapchat, 4 million daily because it's only 24-hour stories. 4 million kids are on daily. That's amazing. Twitter, 3 million. Does anyone use Twitter anymore? I don't use it. Apparently only highly intelligent people use it. I don't use it. 7 in 10 Australians use Facebook. 1 in 2 Australians use Facebook on a daily basis, so 50%. 1 in 2 Australians use YouTube, and I think that will go up as we're now streaming more and things like that. 1 in 5 Australians use Instagram. 1 in 6 Australians use Snapchat. And I've just got a little bit of information here that I wanted to share with you because it's quite interesting, and I reckon this would be more. So it says here 48% of small businesses and 79% of large companies are currently using social media to promote their brands. I know there's people that are in branding here. Would you agree with that? People in branding? Yeah? I reckon it's going to grow. If large companies are already using like almost 80%, I think it'll be 90% before you know it. 60% of consumers will visit your Facebook page prior to visiting your bricks and mortar location. So who has a bricks and mortar location? Yeah. Interesting stat. 80% of consumers are more inclined to purchase from you if they find a credible, authentic Facebook page associated with your business. So it's more and more important that your Facebook business page is on target. It's playing a good game. 60% of consumers say that Facebook is the most important useful social media channel to research small business. And I've written Mossy there because I did get this from Facebook, but I couldn't remember the actual credit notes. So I had to just put Mossy Facebook 2017, but I didn't come up with those stats. Cool. All right. So I wanted to share this story, and it's a bit on, we spoke about newspaper advertising this morning, and we spoke about TV advertising and everything like that. Adidas, pretty big company. Do you know Adidas was going backwards for a while, and then this thing called activewear come in play? Does everyone just notice like activewear everywhere? Like it just seems to be ladies get dressed up in the morning, they jump in their activewear, they put on their Ray-Bans, and they jump in their Range Rover. No? Or at least they're in their activewear. The CEO of Casper, what a name, of Adidas, earlier this year said that they're leaving behind all TV advertising. They're dumping it. And they're just focusing on digital marketing because they feel that it connects more to their end user, their purchaser, that they're just not getting anything out of TV anymore. That's a pretty big thing to do for a massive company like Adidas. And I think what you'll find is that more and more companies, large companies, are going to jump across into digital marketing. Which brings me to the point, if you're not doing anything with Facebook advertising right now, it's only going to get more expensive the more these big companies jump on. Okay? It's dirt cheap right now to jump on Facebook, and I can prove it because I've got stats compared to Google. Okay, cool. Ready to go? Awesome. So I've already spoken about rules of engagement. Now, I'm going to hand it over to you guys. For the next 5 minutes, I just want you to discuss amongst yourself what is the biggest challenge you have with Facebook and all Facebook advertising. We have 5 minutes of music and go. I'll leave the question up there. If I can have your attention again. Was that a useful conversation? So can I just get one person from each table to share? Maybe get Steve to run around with the mic, or Megan, or someone? No, he is. We'll just start at the back table.
Hey, Marcy.
Hey, Mark.
Probably the main struggle is just getting the time to put the content together. Yeah.
Cool. Content. Next table. Oh, wow. Everyone's shy this morning.
I think Tony was saying that he's had a couple of problems with reviews. So, like people leaving a bad review who's never even shopped at the store, things like that. And also just reaching current customers, current people who like the page. Obviously, Facebook changed that, so he has to pay for that now.
You guys work together? Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about reviews today. Thanks for that. Oh, wow. Everyone's jumping.
For us, I think it's engagement as well. So it's not only just about posting, but how to get engagement once we've posted or advertised, like put an ad there.
Yeah.
For people to like it and share it.
So you're talking about engagement with paid ads or organic?
Both.
Both, yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that today. Wow, nailing it.
I think you're correct in saying that people will like view your page before they ring you up and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, it's more and more important today.
But it is hard, like getting on your page sometimes when you have a sole business and just updating it all the time. So.
I would say this: if business was easy, everyone would be doing it. And can I just say that before we move forward, can I commend everyone being here this morning? When you're running a business and you step out of it to propel forward by coming to these things to learn and grow, you're in a very small percentage of businesses that actually do that. I talk to a lot of business operators. When you've been in business for a while, you tend to get targeted. How did you do it? Where'd you go? How did you make it? All that sort of stuff. But not many of them wanting to go to the next level of learning. So good on you guys for being here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, my biggest challenge is getting people to come to the Facebook page and then come over to my landing pages, I guess, because it's such a big item to buy that we need to educate them. Yeah, so
are you talking about driving traffic to your website? Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that today. Loving this.
It's about content, but it's a bit further on from that. It's knowing what type of content to put there. Like if you're trying to build trust, putting the right content up there that's interesting, but still gives you that credibility. Yeah.
What you're talking about is social proof. Yeah.
Well, these guys here were talking about having stuff up there for accountants, whereas me dealing predominantly with truck drivers.
Yep.
They want to look at funny pictures of trucks. Not statistics on the industry.
Absolutely. And I think that's for any industry, if I can say that. People have just got an attention span of a peanut. You going to jump in, Shaz? Go on, Shaz.
Okay. So we spoke about Karen has people that go to the ads. They get to the bit where you have to sign up, but they don't sign up. So we were wondering, how do you get people to go that next step?
So how much money would you give me today to answer that question? Loads? It's because you don't have to pay anything today. So what you're talking about is lead generator. Yep. Have you split tested it? Yeah, cool. All right, awesome. Thank you. So we've got content, we've got driving traffic, we've got engagement, we've got all those things. Before we move into those things, we've got to talk about foundation, okay? So as the stats said, that people go and visit your page before it was like 60%. before they go to bricks and mortar. But one of the things you've got to understand about Facebook, and people, and it took me a while to get this, although it's got algorithms and it's run by very wealthy shareholder people, it's actually run by us. We are Facebook. Facebook only lives if it stays relevant. If we are not putting relevant stuff on that, Facebook will not like it. It will not boost it. It will not share it. That's why you see stupid things with cats and that going with 3,000 views and stuff like that, because the human interaction. And that's what you've got to remember when you're talking about engagement, is how can I get humans to interact, not Facebook. You remember, we are Facebook, we're the matrix, okay? We power it. And when you get that thinking, it helps you with your content. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. Has marketing changed? Thank you. Put your hands in the air if you think marketing's changed. Right. Cool. I love these 1950s posters. They're just the best. I had a laugh. Has marketing changed? Has it? Put your hands in the air if you think marketing's changed. So a few less heads. Marketing hasn't changed. The platform's changed. Marketing's marketing. We're just marketing on a digital platform. Okay? So, although this today, if this come out, it would be totally sexist and wrong. I'm 45 years old. I remember Mum asking me to open the tomato sauce all the time because she couldn't open it. So there was a problem there, and they were solving it straight away. My mum would have loved that ad in, oh, well, she wasn't that old, but, you know, it solved a problem. And that's what marketing is, identifying a problem and solving it. So it hasn't changed. And I think what happens is we get a bit overwhelmed by thinking, I've got to market, but I've got to put all these new strategies in. The fact is, the strategies that worked in the 1950s will work today. You're just implementing them on a new platform. Is that a good idea? Yep. Sounds good to me. All right. So, Leo Burnett was a marketing guru in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. He ran Coca-Cola, Marlboro, and all that sort of stuff. I love this. Don't tell me how good you make it. Tell me how good it makes me feel when I use it. That's what marketing is. You're not marketing who you are and what you want. You're serving the public and delivering what they want. And a lot of the times we are totally reactive in our marketing, and we go, boom, I need to do marketing now. We are the biggest, bestest, greatest ever, and we've been operating for 23 years in the local Illawarra, and we're Australian made. Does that solve the customer's problem? Or does it just tell them everything that you want them to know about you? All right, let's talk foundation. Do you like that photo? That's from China. The whole building fell over. How good's the construction, but it didn't even break in half. That's awesome. They may not be good at foundations, but geez, they can build. Hey, Asa. All right. 5 things you must have on your business page. Okay. So remember I was talking about, this is actually Ultimate Paintball's business page, about blowing up the helicopter. That's an actual photo, or it's actually a video. So, number 1 thing, on your business page, have video cover, not a still. You can put video covers up there, but make sure it's a cool video cover. If you don't have one, model one. Can't say still, model one, okay? But what it does, it brings your Facebook page to life. We have a 15-second video. If you go to Ultimate Paintball, you'll see straight away it's action, straight off the bat. The second thing is your profile pic. Make sure it's high res, it's cool. If you've got a head like me, don't put a face up, put a good logo up. If you've you've got a head like Steve Dixon, then put it up there, you know. No laughs. Anyway, I tried. So make sure your Facebook profile pic is cool. That probably doesn't look, but that's shimmy, shimmy, shiny, that one. The other thing is, more and more people are using Facebook to message you about your products and service. Yes, Rach. Yeah, cool. Love it. I can only tell you what I use and what works, and a logo for us. When was that? Can I ask when that was? I think it's what connects to people at the end of the day. I think we've got a cool logo. So, and it straight away resonates. You know, so, and again, everything that I'm going to say today and what Karen was talking about, you just got to test and measure. I'm not an agency, and I know there's agencies here and things like that. They will tell you. They don't have the magic formula. They just have knowledge. It's not until they implement and they test and measure and get results that they can say what's going to work and what's going not to work. Agencies for the last 100 years have had the biggest flops of advertising budgets ever, like big Super Bowl ads that have flopped, you know, millions of dollars. It doesn't matter whether you're a small business or a large business. You have to test and measure, and that's all I could say about that. Cool? All right. Messenger, and please ask me questions and stop me anytime. Messenger, have an automated response on your Messenger, which you can set up in your settings, because people will message you at midnight expecting a response. If you can automate the response and put enough information to drive them to your website or to let them know that you care, then they may not move on to the next person. Remember, people have attention span of a peanut, especially at midnight. And that's one of the things that we do in our business is we have an automated response. So we do a couple of things. We post photos every Wednesday of all the groups that were during the week or on the weekends. We will get Saturday night, 9 p.m. Play today, when are the photos going to be up? In our automated response, we say photos will be up by Thursday because we just like to have a bit of lead time, okay? So it answers their question straight away. It also helps with, I can't see that, with what it's right down the bottom on the right-hand side, it says that we're very responsive to messages, okay? Because we've got automated responses, and then we just give them a thumbs up as well. Cool? So automate your response with, yep, in settings, yep. On your business page, you've got to go into your business page settings. Does anyone know Azza? You've got to have one of those in the room, don't you? Yeah, bud. Do you have a question, Az? Okay, moving forward. Cool. Oh, sorry, mate. I thought you were just ribbing me. Sorry, I'm being too familiar with you. Sorry. Let's just separate again. Yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Ask the question again.
So say if you're saying they're asking you when it's going to be up, and then you respond Wednesday. But say if they ask you
No, you can't. It doesn't work that way. So what you want to do is, if you get a, so one of the things that we do is we get how much are your packages, when are the photos up, what are your operating hours, those sort of questions. And you've only got a limited amount of characters that you can put in there. So what we try and do is put as much information that answers all those questions with a link to the website. You know, so you're always directing them back to your website. Cool? Awesome. Awesome. The other thing that you need is reviews. We were talking about reviews earlier. Listen, you're going to have tools that give you bad reviews. And got to remember, people get upset about the stupidest things. And they're usually not in business, and they don't understand the impact of reviews. But if you've got 5 reviews and 3 of them are negative, meaning that they're 1 or 2 stars, and more people will just put 1 or 2 stars with no explanation of what they're actually upset about, you need to get people to put positive reviews. And you also need to respond to the negative review. And one of the best ways that you can respond to the negative review for the people that read it is something like, I'm sorry to hear this. This is not usually our review. Like, we usually get 5 stars. Something like that. You can make it, clean it up. Can you please contact us? We'd love to discuss this. And what you're showing is that you're not running away from it. You're not sticking your hand in the sand, that you're professional and you're responding to it. Okay? Obviously, if you've got 50 reviews and they're all 1 stars, turn off your reviews. Okay? There was a restaurant recently in the local area that was just getting hammered on Facebook with reviews, and I just inboxed them and I just said, probably best that you turn off your reviews, you know, because, and now they're sold and changed management. It's like, I inboxed them, probably best you turn on your reviews because they're doing really well. So reviews are important. They give you social proof, and we've got negative reviews, but with more and more we get more positive reviews, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. I've had 4 stars where a lady said, I would have given you 5 if the referee went out with me. So, you know, stuff like that. I think we've only got 3 or 4 negative reviews. 2 of them are our opposition. And one of them is an absolute tool bag that was so just thought he didn't smell, and we kicked him off the field because he just wouldn't follow the rules, because safety is paramount to us. So he gave us a 1 star, didn't say anything. So we were polite back to him, and we just wrote back, sorry, this is not our standard, blah, blah, blah. So reviews, really important. Make sure they're turned on. You can turn them off. Just going back to your profile pic, a couple of don'ts. Don't put the Australian flag on it or the Southern Cross, all right? People don't care if you're from Australia or not. What they want to see is professional. I recently helped someone out with their business, and all their information had Southern Cross Australian flags and all that, and 32 years in the business. People don't care. They just don't care. They're looking for what the problem you can solve for them. So if you're running a cleaning business, they want to know, how are you going to clean are you going to be on time? Are you going to clean well? What is your cost factor? You know? Cool. Have a good about you section. Make it funny, make it cool. Don't make it boring. So if they actually go into your about you, don't say, we are the biggest, largest, greatest ever. We have the best customer service. That's an expectation. What business do you walk into today and expect them to have bad customer service? None today. Your expectation is here, not down here when you walk into a business. I don't know about you, but I'm finding more and more that it's hard to get good customer service in different shops, especially in like the big shopping centres. Everyone looks miserable. I went to buy a mobile phone cover the other day. I worked to one shop, and the guy looked at me. He was fixing someone else's phone. I went, I'm not that important. I'll wait. I'll support my local business. He looked up at me, looked down, looked up, didn't say a word. And I sat there for 5 minutes. I went downstairs and bought it from another shop. The guy went, "G'day, mate. How can I help you? It won't be a sec. I'm just fixing this. I'll be with you shortly." It's not that hard customer service. Cool. All right, so they're things that you must have on your business page. 5 things you should do with your business page, okay? What you need is to have relevant content. We don't put stuff up on our business page to do with cats. You know, we don't put up stuff on our business page to do with cleaning or anything like that. It's always relevant. We just put a video up that went viral yesterday of zombie killing. Shooting guns, paintball, zombie killing, Halloween. It's relevant. It went gangbusters on our Instagram and everything like that organically, which is what you're trying to do. You need to post consistently. Don't post. There's nothing worse than going to a Facebook page and seeing someone hasn't posted since 2012. It's like, are these people still in business? Are these people alive? And I know it's hard to post consistently. And there's all these things where you can schedule it, but you still got to do the work, and then you've got to schedule it. So what I do, I do all our social media. So what I do is I save photos, I save content and everything like that. And every morning when I wake up, I do two things. I read my Bible, and then I post awesome zombie pics and stuff like that onto Facebook. And that just gives the consistency, but I don't do it every day. But I don't leave it any longer than 48 hours. I try not to leave it longer than 48 hours. Because it's the lifeblood. Who feeds Facebook? Who runs Facebook? That's it. So if you're not feeding the monster, how are people going to know? You know? There's some people, like if you're in gyms, there's some people out there that are just, like I know gyms are hard. I speak to a few gym owners, and their attrition rate's terrible at the moment, and they're suffering and things like that. But they're not the only business. But I go to their Facebook page, and there's stuff on people with veins sticking out, or there's the before and after. Where if you're not motivated to go to the gym, last thing you want to see is before and after. They're not actually communicating to their customer. They're not talking about stuff like just little things. Gary Vee calls it the jab, 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 right hook, which is little tidbits. Hey, we know it's hard. Someone that does it really well in the local area. If you want to watch someone that's killing it on social media, Lisa Trujillo. Write it down, Lisa Trujillo. She's in activewear, and she actually comes to my gym, and she's just this little short lady that has heaps of haters. Trujillo, T-R-I, whatever, Julo. Oh, you on it, are you, Phil? Good on you. She will post stuff like, walking to the gym, got KFC behind me, that smells killing me, I want to go to KFC instead of the gym. She's being real. She'll post stuff like, worked out hard, and she's fit. I've worked out hard all week, I'm having this big burger now, okay? It's real. She's connecting with the audience. She's constantly putting stuff. She's not going, you're fat, you're useless, you're not doing it. This is what you should look like, which is totally unrealistic to most people unless you live in the gym 24/7. What she's saying is, I live life, I run a business, I'm busy, but what I'm trying to do is consistently exercise, and this is how I do it. But I'm living life. Cool? Is that good stuff? Awesome. Be shameless and invite everyone to your page. If you, I don't really want to invite that person. I hope that person doesn't think bad of me. If you're in business and you're going to move forward, you're going to have a heap of haters along the way. I've been in business 10 years. I know I've got haters somewhere down the line. I don't know who they are. I don't really care because I'm here. But you're going to have haters. This is your business. At the end of the day, who cares what they think? If they think you're crap, they're not your ideal customer. You want to make sure that you're inviting everyone to your page. Come to this, do this, tag this. We're here. One of the ladies that's doing it really well at the moment is, she's going to be here later, Jo Mould. She's in this Isogenics thing, which is like detox program. But she posts constantly, and I can tell that she's got haters. You know, I'm about to go to, like, she's lost a lot of weight. I'm about to go to Fiji. And I could just tell there would be hate. Ooh, look at her, whatever. But she doesn't care because she's moving forward, and she knows it will resonate with someone. Cool? Yep. Not that I know of. You can maybe post in LinkedIn and say, come to my page, but you can't invite from Facebook to LinkedIn. As far as I know. Does anyone know different? Awesome. Interact with everyone on your Facebook page. someone likes your page, someone reviews you, make sure you, and it's a good review, make sure you like it and then say thanks for the 5 stars. Glad you have an awesome day. You go to our page and you'll see that we've interacted with every review. Really appreciate you coming. Appreciate the 5 stars. We go over the top. Most of them will either like it back or say, we had a great day, we'll be back. One of the things I constantly say is, can't wait to see you. I haven't even been there, I don't know who they are, but I just can't wait to see you. When you post with video, Facebook reduces it for obvious reasons, but when you post photos, make sure they're good quality, good lighting. Don't post photos that are blurry, that just make it, because the photo, what do they say? A picture tells 1,000 stories, or what words? A photo is a representation of your professionalism. Remember, Facebook is one of the first port of calls to going to your bricks and mortar, okay? So make sure it's a representation of you. Don't ever, for the love of everything digital marketing, go on rants. Especially, and don't post after you had drinks. Do not go on rants about other businesses. Do not go on rants about anything. Remember, this is about serving your community. It's not about you. It's about your tribe. It's who you're communicating to. It's got nothing to do with you. Of course, all you're doing is engaging them to drive traffic to your website, which means conversions, which means sales. Cool? Awesome. Where was I? Oh, don't be boring. If you're going to consist something, like if you, who's the accountants in the room? Can I say this to accountants? Can you be commercially, like, focused when you post? Like, solve people's problems, you know? Hit the hurt points. Stuff like ATO driving you nuts. Integrated account, you know, needs to be paid. Something like that, you know? Haven't paid your tax in 5 years. You know, like, it's okay. You know, make sure that you're posting stuff that's cool and interactive. Don't put in, did you know that today, 10 years ago, the ASX had its highest points, which is a fact, had its highest points, which was just prior to the GFC collapse. Put stuff that's going to interact with the common person, and they want to keep on going. One of the things I say about my accountant is he's commercially focused, but he's funny, he's real, you know, and that's what attracted me to him. Cool, awesome. Does that all sound good? I'm doing a lot of talking, so I'm just making sure. We're about to get into you doing some work. All right. So I said earlier that people are reactive. Oh, sorry, Heather. Yep. Mm. Well, is it irrelevant? Well, isn't it relevant because it's about what you guys do in the office? And that's key. Is just make it relevant. If you can connect the dots. Yeah. So what you're doing is you're just engaging and making people know that you're human, we're real, we're having fun, you know, like that. And you're just like, hey guys, this is what we're doing. Next one might be we're having lunch out. The next one will be, guys, we've got this 24-hour offer. Jump in. Jab, jab, hook. Yeah. So you're just taking them, buying them a drink, taking them out to dinner, and that's what marketing is. Cool? Awesome. Okay, so most people build their ads back to front, meaning that they're reactive. I need leads. Who needs more leads? Awesome. Okay, I need more leads, and I need them now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly whack up an ad. I'm going to build an audience that I think's best, and I'm just going to throw this ad out there. They don't do any foundational work, and what all that does is usually looks pretty crap, but also doesn't drive any traffic, and it just wastes your money, and it doesn't give a consistent message of who you are and what you do. It's reactive. People can smell desperation from a mile away. People can see it. How many ads have you seen that look desperate? I see heaps of them. You know, maybe because that's where my mind is. But what you want to do is have a consistent message and build it the right way. And when you have that strategy, deliver it on the platform consistently. Okay? All right. Does anyone know what that picture is? We're going to talk about the factory, the machine of Facebook. That's the Gigafactory from Elon Musk. And I think it's like 3 times the size now. I just wanted to show you that because I reckon that guy's a freak, eh? He has no social skills. I watched him on 60 Minutes. He was super awkward. He could not connect to the common man, but what a visionary he is. Anyway, moving forward, we're going to talk about the back end of Facebook. So, who has Ads Manager on their Facebook? 1, 2, probably. Who doesn't have Ads Manager? Awesome. Who has more than 100 likes on their business page? Who has more than 1,000 likes on their business page? All right, everyone's confused. All right, cool. So basically, certain things to do with Ad Manager start to unlock, okay? And I'll show you where to find Ads Manager, and it's easy to get started and all that. I've only got limited time, so I can't do a step-by-step process of how to do this stuff, and it's really not who I am. I've got an attention span of a peanut. So, you know, there's heaps of information. Facebook puts out heaps of information. There's YouTube and all that, how to unpack this stuff. That's how I learn, okay? So basically, if you see in the top right-hand corner, can you see that? It has all the different tools that you need to run a Facebook campaign, okay? And everything you need to do with Facebook in the back end of it. So what we're going to talk about today, geez, that's really hard to see, I apologise for that, is we're going to talk about the foundation, creating custom audiences. Because instead of throwing an ad and just hoping that it sticks, the best thing about this Facebook is when I started in business 20-something years ago, I feel old now, we were buying databases of other companies that collected databases. So we could post out, not email, post out to what we called our target market. Today, it's all done for you. It's there, it's sitting there. It's an amazing time to be in business marketing, I tell you now. I know that because I've done the hard yards. It's all sitting there. And what we can do is we can create our very own custom audience. And you can do different audiences. You can create what's called a lookalike audience. You can do 1 to 2%, 2 to 5%, I think it is. And what Facebook does goes, all right, so for us, I think we've got 14,500 people on our Facebook page. And just in saying that, we've got competitors that have 40,000 people on their Facebook page. The difference is we grew ours organically. We only wanted to get the customers that were going to interact with us. It was clear that they purchased customers. Buying customers from India or things like that just to make your Facebook page look like it's bigger than someone else is a Neanderthal act. It just doesn't work in marketing. We built our Facebook group over 4 years organically. They're all real customers, and we have very little attrition in regards to people dropping out. Cool. So you can do a lookalike audience. And what Facebook does goes, right, you've got 14,000 people on your Facebook page. we're going to find the closest 1 to 2% that's similar to them. So they do the work for you. That's pretty cool, hey? You can upload your CRM, your client relationship manager, your database, up into the back end of Facebook. And what Facebook does goes, I know that email that's connected to this Facebook account. And what you can do is you can target everyone that's in your CRM. Okay, so if you've built a list, Phil, on a particular advertisement, and you want to retarget those people in Facebook, you can upload that CRM and do a retarget just for that. It's pretty powerful, hey? The other one you could do is you can just build a custom audience with what we're going to do today, with what we call an avatar, which is your ideal customer, okay? I've missed one. Oh, we're going to talk about this later, but everyone should have on their website a Facebook pixel. And what that pixel is a digital footprint. And what that does is track everyone that goes to your website and talks to them via Facebook. And what you can do is you can retarget via that pixel. So you're building your own database inside Facebook, and you go, right, everyone that's visited my page my website in the last 30 days, I'm going to retarget them with this offer. So they might have gone with one offer. You can then retarget them again 3 days, 7 days, whatever you want to do. It's a pretty powerful bit of code, but we'll go through that in a sec. Cool? All right, ready to get your hands dirty? Awesome. Let's talk avatars. Anyone seen this movie? It's got nothing to do about what we're going to talk about. I just like the movie. Avatars, your ideal customer. Has anyone ever done avatars? Awesome. All right. So we're actually going to do a practical thing on avatars today. In your workbook, you should have a worksheet that says Custom Avatar Worksheet, Creating Your Ideal Customer. And what we're going to do today is going to give you about 5 minutes to grab a pen, and you're going to talk about those different sections, and you're going to write down. So we're going to talk about geographic, age, generation, education, work, and some of these may be relevant to you. You might go, oh, that's not relevant to me, but there may be some things on there that you haven't got that you need to put in there, you know. So income may be, like for accountants, income, you know, because they like to charge a lot, might be very important. Hey, Rob. Homeowner, if you're in the real estate market, you know, you might be looking for listings, so you might just target homeowners, okay? You might be selling SUVs, so you're looking at average family size, you know, so you're looking for that 2.5 kids, because you want to sell a 7-seater, because apparently 7-seaters is what you need for like 3 people. So, and any other things in there. So we're going to take the time now. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to start writing it and discuss it amongst yourselves, and we're going to start creating our avatar, which will push us directly to creating, if you haven't done it before, your very first custom audience. Awesome. Ready to miss the music? All right, guys, we're going to steam through this next bit. Okay, the next sheet is the customer interest. What are they interested in? Because you can actually go into Facebook when you're building a campaign, which I'll show you after the break, is target interests. So for instance, for us, when we do a Bucks campaign, we target women who are engaged, interested in bridal stuff, because our analytics tell us when we do a Bucks page, because guys are useless and women are organised, that we will get 70% of females click on them. Interesting. But overall, it's the reverse for all our advertising. So we will hit interests that women are just because of the Bucks. Okay? We're about to do a tradie ad, it'll be different. So think about that ideal customer, what you think their interest is, and go. Which is, this will help you with your consistent message. Your avatar's fears and frustrations. They're pain points. Remember I put that picture up of the lady in the 50s that said something like even women can open the tomato sauce? That was a pain point. That was a real point. I just wanted to be a little bit controversial in doing it. So what are your customers or your ideal customers' fears and frustrations? You may know some already because you're talking to them. So for our customers, one of the biggest frustrations was the amount of deposit that they had to pay for their friends. When they come to paintball, they've got to prepay. And that was a real roadblock. We just changed the amount because we know all our figures, and it's increased our business in the last month by 30%. Pretty good, eh? So, what's the roadblocks? What's their frustrations? I know one for builders, from a customer point of view, is one that you're not going to get ripped off. Two, they're going to show up and even quote. That's a real frustration. All right, we're about to run out of time and we need a break. So that's for you to fill out at your leisure, and you can do more during the break, because the next thing we're going to talk about, and I'll just give you a bit of an overview, is the funnel. So what you need, I'll just make sure what's the net, is when we get back, we're going to get creative. That's an actual photo from a charity day that we did a few years back. So we're going to get creative, and you're going to think about during the break, what is your unique point of difference? And that should link straight back to your customers' fears and frustration, because if you can go above the noise and you can remove the roadblocks, it's really easy for a customer to come in and give them your money. And that's what we're in business about. Yep, we're not charity, except Shaz, but we're not a charity. Yeah, we want to make money. I know I want to make money. Cool. All right. So I think we'll leave it there. Has anyone got any questions? Awesome. I must be doing a good job.